Now I'm adding the grain lines, deleting the notes, and preparing to print. Now we just need to save this to PDF. I'm going to transfer it to my MacBook where I'm going to save it on my USB stick. I'm going to get a new iPad, the iPad 2021, and I'm really hoping there's a USB transfer on there. That would be so freaking amazing. It's going to save me anything I can do in the process to shave off seconds, minutes. It really helps in the end. Okay, now I'm laying out. I picked this fabric I've had in storage for probably 8 years. It's got some little furs on it. It's like it's a strange sweater, uh, sweatshirt type material with a boucle kind of texture. It's super weird. I haven't really seen it before, but we're gonna use it because I don't like it, and it's the best thing I have to test out this pattern. It may or may not come out. Actually, I know it came out, but at this point, I didn't know if it was going to come out. So I didn't want to necessarily use any of the good stuff I had. You always want to test before you use any good fabric. Always test. What do they say? Measure 3 times, cut twice. Measure twice, cut once. I say measure 3 times. Okay, I'm just laying out the fabric, right sides together. Now I'm going to fold the pattern piece. We wouldn't do this in production. In production, we leave it open, but we usually have hundreds of stacks of fabric at a time. Now I am trying to do the most efficient layout here. I can also show you in the future how you can use your iPadPro to create a marker for mass cutting. Once you have all your pattern pieces, you can make a canvas that's the exact width of your fabric, and you can lay out all your pieces so you'll be able to tell yourself exactly how much fabric you're going to need with your fabric pieces. And in the industry, that's called a marker. It's my chalk. I'm going to trace. Remove the pattern. Sometimes I cut with the paper on. Not the best idea, but when I'm lazy, I'm trying to get through things fast. Now we're just going to use the electric cutter. Do not cut that wire. Oh, that's scary. This thing is great. We're just flying right through this. Don't cut your finger. I cut my finger, stab it, poke it, slit it every day, all day, every day. Doing the sleeves. Doing the front or back. Now what do we have left? The hood. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put the lining of the hood too. So cut it all in one. So fast. So easy. All right, now I need to change the thread. Oh, this is going too fast. My MacBook can't even handle the speed. Jesus. All right, so we're changing the threads. And now first we're going to do the outside shell of the hood from back seam to front top seam. Make sure everything's lined up. Okay, now we're going to do the lining. The lining I used just some kind of like a thick ponte, however the hell you want to say it. All right. Oh, I got a headache starting. Too tight. All right, so now right sides together, you want to match up the top of the seam, the hood seam, the part that would be on your forehead once it's on your head. It would be the seam that starts at the top of your forehead. Now we put the right sides together and we're sewing it almost like you would a pillowcase, I guess. But you keep the neckline open because we need to turn it right side out. You'll see in a second. Okay, so I'm about to turn it right side out. So you see the lining of the hoodie should go on the inside. I'm just rolling the edges. Now I'm about to show you where I'm putting the grommet. Right here. I'm going to put a grommet in there. But I actually end up messing up. So I come back like an idiot. Got my anvil. See, for some reason, I grabbed the back of the hood, which is so weird because I just marked it. Oh well, it's fine. It still came out fine. I'm wearing it right now. Okay, put the grommet in, and then that's when I realized, I messed up. I was cussing. Now remember, it goes 1 inch and a quarter up. Put it on the press thingy. I only did one because I messed up one. I didn't feel like going to grab the other one. Okay, now we're going to top stitch across the hood, the front of the hood, the part that lines your face. And I believe it's 1 inch to 1 inch and a quarter in. I think I did 1 inch. Yeah, it looks like I'm doing 1 inch. So we just line it up using my little liner upper finger. And we just go all the way around from the bottom left to the bottom right. And that'll just give your hood a cleaner, more professional look, I guess. I know, it does. Oh, excuse me. Ah. All right. Went by the grommet there. Just one grommet. One grommet on the side. I'm just admiring my work. Oh, I thought I did this. Okay, I guess I didn't. All right. Now we are going to do the shoulders. We're sewing the shoulders together. Match up all the shoulders. And go straight across. Do the other set, the other side. Now we are going to add the sleeve. So I'm making sure that I'm grabbing the right side of the sleeve. And I mean the correct side of the sleeve. That's why I'm looking for the notches. I know where to line it up. Now there's two ways to do sleeves. This way I've been doing lately, there's a set-in sleeve to where you already sew the side seams of a garment and then you sew the sleeves, the sides of the sleeve together, and then you set it in and just sew around the arm side, if you know what I mean. Now we're doing the other, okay. So I attach the sleeve. Now I'm sewing up the sides of the sleeve. Sewing up the sides of the sleeve all the way down to the hem. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. We're coming to the end here. We're at 48 minutes. Looks like we got 56 minutes, so we got about 7 minutes left. Then I will show you the final piece. Oh, and I ruined it a little bit. At the end, I decided to do an iron-on vinyl, and I ended up messing with the fabric, unfortunately. Left like a strange ghosting effect, but I mean, you probably won't notice. I don't really care. But let that be a lesson to you. Always test your freaking anything you do. Just test. All right, so now I'm cutting the center clips on the neckline because I'm about to attach the hood, and I want to make sure it's consistent all the way around and even. It's downtown ambiance. Ambiance. Okay, so I'm tucking the hood, finishing all the way around. Ultimately, this whole process, I believe, with the filming, from taking a photograph of the garment, digitizing a pattern, cutting the paper, cutting the pieces, and sewing, was about an hour and a half. So once you get good at this, you really can get stuff done really fast. Yeah, it's about an hour and a half. The editing takes a lot longer. Okay, see, now I'm adding the elastic. So the elastic piece was 1 inch by 9 inches. I believe the bottom of the sleeve was 12, so we got, oh, excuse me. Oh, it's late. I've been sewing all day. Um, so we got about 3 inches of scrunch, I guess. Now I fold it in, and I'm going to hem the sleeves. And I'm about to run out of bobbin, so I switch over to the cover stitch machine because I was too lazy to make a new bobbin. I think that's when I discovered that the bobbin ran out. So now we're going to switch over to the cover stitch. It was a little slippery. We got 4 minutes left. All right. Yeah, I was having a hard time. All right. Now we are just finishing up here. We're going to put the hem, the bottom hem. I decided last minute to put grommets in and kind of make it like a scrunch hem with a ribbon in the hem so that you can just kind of tie it tight. Going to get more grommets. I'm looking for the holes I just made, and they seem to have sealed themselves up, so I have to make new ones. All right, now we're just going to hem it up on the cover stitch. And I did the lazy way. I had the ribbon already in there. Sometimes you could lace the ribbon through after you've made the casing, but I was like, nah, I'm just going to do it the easiest way possible. It ended up not being that easy because I had to make sure I wasn't sewing over the ribbon, which is kind of hard to do because it was flat and silky, so it kept slipping, but it worked. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All right, we've got exactly 1 minute left. You can see that I didn't do the grommet well enough. It fell out. I actually cut the hole too big, so it just slipped right out of the hole. I'm just checking out, making sure it looks good, and it does. That's what it was. That's what it became. And then I added this graphic that kind of melted the fabric. It should be coming up. Oh, I didn't? All right. Well, oh, I put the title in the wrong spot. Oh.